Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to another Pick a Card reading here at Transform with Rian. And today we're going to be taking a look at the question, what do people like most about you? So I'm sure you have many, many lovely qualities and many reasons why different people really enjoy having you in their life. But go ahead and pick one of these cards. Perhaps you're even drawn to more than one to find out a little bit more specifics on what people like most about you. And we are going to start with this card right here. We'll call group number one, and let's get into your reading. So, hey there, group number one. You were drawn to the dog card, protection from a powerful friend. So it seems like what people like most about you is actually a little bit twofold here. One, you're a very powerful person. I would use the word strong, but I wouldn't say it's just limited to physical strength. Although it could be the case that many of you are also physically strong and have a lot of power for endurance doing physical things, right? Like maybe you're really good at carrying things. Maybe you're really good at hiking, running, jogging, playing sports. And I feel like even just lasting long with doing something, you know? Um, I'm seeing like people singing, people talking and chatting, people like socializing, right? Like you're not that type of person that necessarily gets tired before everybody else when doing activities with other people. So that could also be an expression of like strength and being powerful. It could even be that you are in a position of power, right? Like you are a leader in some way, shape, or form, whether that be in your community or at work. So that's one aspect of it, but also this protection. So I get the sense here that with your quality is like you're very loyal, just like a dog, and you always have your friends and your loved ones. They always feel like you have their back. Okay, that you have the best intentions towards them. They feel protected. They feel safe. Is the real essence of what I'm getting about what people like most about you is that they feel really safe in your care. They feel really safe when you're around. So let's just put this off to the side, and we're going to use my new deck, which y'all got to see in the reading yesterday if you checked it out. If not, definitely please check it out so you can see a few more of the cards in this deck because they're really cool. I'm so happy that they arrived at my home before I hopped on the plane to move here. So let's get some more details, some more information as to, okay, I'm hearing that I need to cut this, as to what people like most about you. Okay, so the first card out, I feel like we're gonna have to take this one. So we have the Knight of Coins. Oh my gosh, I love this person on this deck. Whoever created it has this person who has this skin condition known as vitiligo. And I love how they represented that within this card because it's, to me, it just screams that this person feels very confident and strong in who they are despite whatever imperfections are present on their skin. They don't let it stop them, okay? They keep looking forward is what I'm getting. So you're that type of person that I'm hearing is, very determined, and I think that's probably ties beautifully with what we were talking about with the physical aspects of how you're not the first one to get fatigued or tired out. Like, they used to show these commercials on TV about the Energizer Bunny, and it just the catchphrase was it keeps going and going and going and going, and so it was just speaking to the life of this battery. And I feel like you have a lot of life in you, a lot of energy. I wouldn't be surprised if you did things like triathlons, marathons, 5Ks, a lot of tests of endurance. And with the Knight of Coins, this is a very steady figure within the tarot. Like, not the fastest because the horse isn't moving, unlike most other knights as they're depicted in the tarot deck. The Knight of Swords, Wands tend to be jumping and moving. Cups, kind of, it looks like the horse is in motion, like it's just kind of walking, because one of the legs is kind of like bent. But the Knight of Coins is like always standing still. So that speaks to that steadiness, that reliability that people have um, for you. So what else do we have here? The Five of Cups. And look at all these sparkles here around the cups, around the water. So I feel like this is speaking a little bit to um, the emotions of like sadness. And with the sparkle, I feel like people, because you're such a reliable and steadfast person, it's almost like even when they're sad and when they're down, you're that like positive presence in their life. Like, you know how to make things feel a little bit better. And it's not even about you necessarily like fixing everything for them, it's not that at all. Um, it's more like I'm sorry, I'm looking at the sparkles and I'm like, can you guys even see how much it's like shifting and changing? And it looks like the camera is capturing it pretty well. Um, and so I'm feeling like, you're sort of like, in a way, the silver lining whenever there's a challenging or difficult situation. Like, people would be so much more upset, so much sadder. Um, I felt like it sounded so wrong, so much sadder. I don't even think that's a word, sorry. um, but having you there is kind of like a big relief for them. I feel like what I'm hearing now is probably what you get a lot is people would say, oh my gosh, don't even know what I would do with myself if I didn't have you here with me, right? Or thank goodness you're here. I feel like you're sort of this, you bring this relief whenever you're around, even through like whatever difficult situations. Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords, and the little glint within the swords is like changing on this one. And their little tailcoat or whatever that's called is like shifting in the wind as well. So what I'm seeing here is a lot of times this card is about like secrecy and doing things like sneakily, and behind people's back. And what I feel like here is what this is depicting is you see through a lot of people's like BS. So whenever you're around, like you can tell when people are trying to lie, cheat, steal, play a trick on someone, and then you stop it, right? So you have like a very watchful eye. It's also kind of making me think too. I have a friend who's really good at bargaining at marketplaces and little stands and stuff, and she always gets like really great deals on things when we go to other countries, to go shopping at those sort of like businesses where you can kind of haggle the prices a bit, right? And so I feel like that's part of your persona where you can see something for what it's truly worth, and you're not about like paying extra for something or what is the other phrase that I'm hearing? It's kind of like um, you know what something's true value is, whether it's monetary or not. Like you can kind of tell when people are being fake, right? Or when people are not trustworthy, or when people are like, troublesome, where they're kind of like bad news, right? And you protect your close loved ones from those people. And I think a lot of the things, because of this sneaky energy as well, like a lot of people don't even notice until after the fact. Like it's almost like you can see danger before other people do, and so you kind of head it off and you steer people in the direction towards safety before the danger like arrives. And then people realize what you've done a little bit after, and they're like so grateful and thankful that, wow, you really helped us like dodge a bullet there. Let's see, what else do we have here? We have the Six of Swords. So I feel okay with this card here, and even with the Knight of Coins energy, I'm hearing the word refuge. Like you're the refuge for a lot of people. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people actually come to you when they're in trouble, when they're having a difficult time, when they face an obstacle, when they're kind of scared or worried or sad, when they need advice even, I'm getting the sense here that you're a great source of advice, to help people kind of calm down, reassess, kind of get back on track. I feel that energy coming through from you as well. And like just like this little kid here embraced in this, usually it's a woman in this figure, embraced in her arms. Like people feel so safe, they feel better once they've had a chance to talk to you, get your thoughts, like after you've helped them. Even if I'm even hearing like them just being able to like share what they're going through with you is like therapeutic and good enough. Like you don't even actually have to solve their problem. Just by your energy, your aura is just so calming. Oh, I love that. That's so amazing. And you also have the World card. Oh my God, I didn't notice this when I pulled this card up previously. Look at the flowers on the wreath, excuse me. They're like blossoming as part of like the sort of holographic type of image. Wow, so cool. Um, yeah, this one is like the one that's most striking. So, I'm also so with while I was so fixated on this blooming of the flower, I'm also it's kind of like you help people realize a lot of things, like this aha kind of moment with a lot of people, right? With the flower opening. And so, as you protect people, it's almost like they have the freedom now to grow and evolve and achieve and accomplish things because they didn't get injured, they didn't get hurt, and they didn't have to like take a pause or a break to like heal and recover. You kind of um, again steer them in a better direction that keeps them safe, and so that they can actually like keep going towards their goal. I'm seeing this image of a like obstacle course. I feel like I've seen this in some kind of cartoon or TV show. So there's this like protector person, and then there's the main character, and then there's like the bad guy, the sneaky person, right? Like the cheater. And there's this competition, and the sneaky person and the main character are competing or racing, and the sneaky person like lays booby traps along the racetrack or the path to slow the good guy or the main character up so that the sneaky person can win. That kind of thing, right? I'm sure you've seen it in stories too. And then there's this protector that isn't part of the race, but they kind of monitor the race, right? And then what they do is they kind of fix all the booby traps that were laid, or detour the main character away from the booby trap so that they don't get caught or injured, hurt, or delayed, like that type of thing. So I feel like that's your energy, right? So that the good guy or the main character can like win the race and triumph over like the sneaky person. And that's this blooming thing, right? That's the best way I can use to explain it. I mean, like if you stay with my channel long enough, I get all these images of like storylines and scenarios to help convey the meaning of the cards. So I think it sounds like you're a really wonderful person. It sounds like a lot of people depend on you and feel very safe and secure around you. And that's a beautiful thing. And thank you for existing. And thank you for giving so much to those around you and helping them along their life journey. I think it's amazing. So if this reading resonated with you, of course, please like the video and leave a comment down below. If you enjoy my style of reading, of course, subscribe to my channel and you can receive more readings every week from me. I would greatly appreciate that as well. And thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I will see you all next time. Take care. Hello and aloha group number 2. Welcome to your reading to find out what people like most about you. Oh my God, sorry, I kicked this little desk and everything shook. And what I'm sensing here with your card, the target, which it says a goal-oriented person, is I'm getting here that what people like most about you is that you are a go-getter. You get things done. And I'm hearing to like whatever you say you're gonna do, whatever you put your mind to, you get it done. And in a way, there's something about like your reliability, your credibility, your trustworthiness, right? Like people, one of the things that meant a lot to me as a kid, and I realized like that wasn't always what happened, is like, I really expected people to stick to their word, to make good on their word and their promises. And whenever they let me down, I would feel so disappointed, and it wasn't like I wanted people to promise me everything. It would be like simple things, like I promise next weekend we'll go pick that up for you, or I promise that we'll fix that before next before tomorrow, or whatever the case may be, right? And then they wouldn't do those things, and it's like, it's not that they couldn't do it, it's like maybe things just got delayed, or something emergent came up, whatever. But the thing for me, like growing up, is like, if you weren't able to do it, then don't say you're gonna do it. Like, I would be okay if you said you couldn't do it. It would be worse for me if you said you're gonna do it and then don't, versus you just saying you couldn't do it, right? And then I have to figure something else out. And so I feel like with your energy, that's what I mean by you're good with your word. Like when you promise something to someone, or you say you're going to do something, you do it. And that allows people to trust you. That's one of the most powerful ways people trust each other, is that kind of follow through, right? That accountability. And that's what people love about you, is they can count on you. Okay, like they know that it's not even so much that when they need you, because I'm hearing that you are great with your boundaries. Okay, like when to say no, or that you're too busy or whatever. It's just that people know that they can count on you when you're able to help them. You know what I'm saying? Or when you say you're gonna do something for them. I'm also hearing too that, people feel very inspired or encouraged by you, because you tend to achieve quite a lot in your life. And I don't even mean like, maybe some of you are thinking like you won an award, or you graduated from a certain program or university, you got your master's degree, you got a promotion, you got a raise. Like, not necessarily even like those big sort of instances of recognition. It's just simple things like, if you say you're gonna lose weight, you do it. If you say you're going to go to the gym and exercise today, and even though everyone else is lazy or the weather is bad, whatever, like you go and do it. And it's like simple things like that even. Do you know what I'm saying? That inspire people, because I'm getting the sense that like just in a day-to-day life, like nothing really slows you down for, if at all, or for very long, and nothing kind of stops you. It's like, you're like those horses that kind of have the blinders on, right? That when you have your eyes set on something, like you go for it. And there's always something you want to achieve. Like, you're not that type of person who maybe spends a lot of downtime like being lazy, playing video games, doing nothing, just napping all day, eating all day. Like, that's not you. It's not that you don't know how to rest or you don't enjoy your rest, that type of thing. It's just, there's a lot of things that you would like to do in life, and you kind of work your way through this list. Oh my God, you're probably one of those people that have like a bucket list, and you just be checking things off. Yeah, I get that from you. You're definitely not the type of person, what I'm hearing, you're not that type of person that kind of just is like living to survive, right? You're not that person that's just like day to day, I'm just doing what I need to do to survive. Like, no, you have goals beyond that. So let's pull some tarot cards to get some more of an idea of what else people like most about you. I'm so excited that I get to be using this deck. It almost didn't arrive at my home before I left and moved to this new place, but it arrived the day of my departure. So I'm so happy for that, and I can't wait to keep showing you the beautiful, amazing cards from this deck. If you saw my video yesterday, you were able to see some of the cards already. So let's enjoy some more of the other cards and artwork. Okay, so starting off, we have the Seven of Wands, and look at all these like obstacles here. These people kind of holding the wands to kind of attack or block this person here. And I feel like this is you. Look at the face, how determined the face is. So that's your essence, your aura. You're very determined. And with a lot of these obstacles, like most people might cower or turn back around or give up. Like, no, you go for it. You are determined. You do not let things stop you. And you face your obstacles head on, and that's what people love about you. And I would say too, that's probably why you're able to achieve things in life, because you're not like weak-willed or weak-hearted. Oh my gosh, Two of Cups, look at this, like all the beautiful sun rays and the sparkles on the cup moving. um What I'm sensing from this card right here is you really value your relationships with other people. And that's why you're so trustworthy, you're so reliable, kind of like what we were talking about here about this when we were discussing the target card. And so you have really good relationships with other people. Like people, they see and they recognize how you are there for them. And, let me tell you, if I don't get the sense that you face a lot of like crazy tough times or like challenges or whatever, and like heaven forbid you ever like end up broke or like don't have food or a place to stay. Like, I hope that doesn't happen to you. But if anything like that should, just know that all these people who you've been inspiring and like you've been there for throughout your life, like they are more than happy to help you whenever you need it. Like you are gonna be covered should difficult times come for you, and that's what I'm sensing really with this Two of Cups. Um, the next card we have is the Four of Chalices, Four of Cups. Um, what I'm seeing here actually is like the phrase "don't take no for an answer." I feel like most people, when they're told no, they just, okay, fine, whatever, I give up, or I'm done, I'll just do something else. Like, you don't take no for an answer. Like, you find other ways around things, you find workarounds. I'm getting the sense too you're pretty persistent. Maybe some of you, I don't get the sense that this is true for all of you, but for some of you, you're actually quite charismatic and quite convincing. So even if someone does try to say no to you, you find a way to convince them most of the time to agree with you or go with whatever it was that you were suggesting. So, yeah, I'm really getting that sense that you're very persuasive. Um, and again, you're just not that person that where like things really deter you. I'm seeing also with this arrow, this like you're kind of like an arrow. Like once you let that arrow loose from the bow, like it's gonna go until it hits its target. Like it's not gonna stop and just fall to the ground midway through flight. Like something has to come and hit it, right? If it's gonna lose track, but it's still gonna go somewhere and end up somewhere. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's you. Like you're always gonna end up somewhere, whether or not it's at your goal can vary depending, but you always will end up somewhere. I'm also hearing that phrase now for you. It's like, even if you aim for the stars and land on the moon, you still got really far. You still accomplished and achieved something. So I feel like with you, yes, a lot of the times you do hit your goal, but then even if you don't hit your goal, you still end up somewhere where most people won't ever get to, you know? So, wow, that's amazing. Okay, we also have the Five of Swords here. So this is you like conquering other people, achieving your goals, and everyone else is kind of like, oh man. I get the sense too, if you do a lot of competitive things, like you often win awards or you often get place, like first, second, third, gold, silver, bronze, whatever. Um, and you do have a lot of opponents that you've defeated with your skill and your abilities, your prowess. And like, when it comes to the workplace or things like that, like you are probably one of those people that often get chosen to lead a project, get promoted, get a raise, if those opportunities are limited, like you're the one that gets chosen. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing that. So, a winner, right? A lot of people see you as like a winner in life. And then we have the sun. Oh my gosh, look at this cute little baby. Like, I love the colors on this card, actually. What do you think of them? So bright and warm, and then we got these lovely sunflowers swaying underneath the beautiful sunlight. So, I'm hearing the word hope here, and I'm hearing too, like, how I said earlier, you're very inspiring. It's also like by you going after your goals and achieving things and just basically living your life in this way, other people feel like, hey, if you can do it, why can't I do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're that type of person that people look up to and try to emulate. Maybe for some of you, they even like idolize you. Like, you're their role model. You're kind of like who they want to be when they grow up. I totally can see those vibes coming through from you. So, you bring a lot of joy, a lot of happiness to people's lives. I'm also hearing too, sometimes when people are successful, a lot of the people they're surrounded by get really jealous, but I don't actually get that sense. Like, the people that are around you are rooting for you constantly. Like, they genuinely want nothing but the best for you, and they always want you to succeed and win at whatever it is you're going for. And I'm also hearing that they're very proud of you as well. And that's very heartwarming because I don't think we get to hear that enough in life, that people are proud of us, that people have inspired us, that they motivate us, that they're a good influence on us. Like, we don't really say that kind of stuff. I think, most people, and I believe I read a study on it, a paper on it too, that it's very easy for us biologically and like just behaviorally without even thinking to focus on the negative because it's like a protection mechanism, right? So we like zone in on the negative aspects of things because we want to identify the problem so we can maybe try to avoid getting hurt further. But then it like backfires on us at times as well, because then we kind of get stuck in that negative mindset when negative things happen, or when we identify those things, we just kind of get glued to it, kind of like, a traffic accident where people slow down and just stare like crazy. They're just so fixated on negative things. Then we're not really good at focusing on the positive stuff. So, all of that to say, my loves, that keep doing what you're doing, because whether you hear it or not, know that you are inspiring people. Know that people are rooting for you. Know that you are a role model to others, and that you are this positive force in the world. So keep doing you, honey, okay? You keep on achieving. Let me know if you enjoyed this reading. Give this video a like if you did. Leave a comment down below as well. And if you enjoy my style of reading, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can catch my weekly readings that I post. Lately, I've been doing them twice a week. I'm hoping I can post more than that, but we'll see how it goes as I'm, in this whole new world, whole new land, this new chapter of my life. I'll keep you all posted, okay? But in any case, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye. Hi there, Group 3, and welcome to your reading to find out what people like most about you. And you were drawn to the staff. You will be taken care of in difficult times. So, what I'm sensing from the people around you, the reason why a lot of people like you is because you are a caretaker. People feel very cared for. I feel like you're very attentive to other people and their needs, and it's almost like you know exactly what to say or do to help people feel better when they're going through a lot of challenges. The vibe is actually a little bit similar to group number 1, but with a bit of a twist. So if you were kind of torn between 1 and 3, feel free to check out reading number 1 as well after we're done with your reading, and you might also hear what other people like most about you, okay? So it could be sort of twofold. Now, I'm also hearing too that many of you, like, you give the best hugs, You give the best gifts, like very thoughtful, right? Again, you're very in tune to what people need. I'm also hearing too that many of you also cook really well. I don't know how it is in all different cultures around the world, but one of the things that people do in the US when someone is like sick and the family is like taking care of that person is, their friends and other family members will like cook meals. They'll rotate taking turns cooking meals so that, the person that's not well or the person that's taking care of the one that's not well is fed, and they don't have to. That's like one less thing they have to worry about, one less thing they have to do, so that they can just strictly focus on feeling better or taking care of the person that's sick, right? So, in America, the stereotypical thing is like baking a casserole for somebody. Um, so I feel like that's part of what people like about you is, again, very caring, very attentive, and for a good chunk of you, you cook really, really well, and people look forward to eating your food. um, I was thinking there might be something else here. Okay, so I was wondering because I've had this card come out before in other readings, but I never noticed really this like dragon that's wrapped around the staff. Um, and dragons are, symbols of luck in Asian culture. Um, and so I'm hearing that a lot of people really feel lucky to have you in their life. Um, that you are really a blessing is how they see you in their life. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I met you. I'm so glad we're friends. I'm so glad we're family, like whatever the case may be for, every person in your life. Wow, okay, so let's pull out some cards from my newest deck here. I'm so glad that I was able to get it in the mail before I left on the airplane. Like the day of, I tell you guys, I was like really nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to have someone send it all the way from the US to get it to me once it arrives at my parents' place. I feel like these two cards want to come out. So they're super cool. If you saw the reading that was posted yesterday, you got a chance to see some of the cards in this deck already. So check that video out so you can see more of these really cool cards. And if you haven't yet, you'll see why here in a moment when I flip them over, why they're so cool. Okay, there you go. That card is ready to be part of the reading. So first out, we have the Ace of Coins. Look at that, y'all. Isn't that so cool? That it kind of like the images move. So awesome. So Ace of Coins here. Yeah, definitely this speaks a lot to your giving nature. And this is like in this very physical, tangible way. Like, some people give off energy and like good vibes, and not saying that you don't, but a lot of things that you give people are very tangible. Like I was saying earlier, you're a great hugger, right? You're great at giving gifts. You're great at cooking. And so a lot of people really like that about you. And it's almost like too, there's this freshness. Like you help people get like a bit of a reset. It's like maybe they were having a bad day and then you give them a hug and it's kind of like all the drama of the day kind of like faded away, melted away because you really like refreshed and reset their energy, with that hug or even that gift. Like maybe somebody was really like upset or sad about something, and then you give them a surprise gift or you treat them to like coffee or a snack or lunch or dinner, right? Like that's also a material treat or whatever. Or, maybe you're really great at baking cookies and giving treats to people when it looks like they're going through a tough time. And like, a lot of people, they eat to cope with their feelings, right? That's a thing. And so your cookies or your treats or whatever it is that you're really great at making is one of those things that helps people feel better and soothes them in difficult times and gives them that fresh start or that ability to kind of like they take a break, they take a little respite, and then they can continue on with whatever task is at hand or whatever issue they need to deal with. Ooh, look at this. Looks so magical, right? With this King of Wands. Like, look at this energy. It's like pure magic. And look at his staff as well, like the flowers are blooming. I feel like this is like a card of like life giving. Like you are a life giver, literally. So, I mean, I said before, it's not just like some energetics thing that people can't see, which you do have that. Like everything is energy, right? But very much so, like you are magic. Like your touch, your words, your gifts, your actions really mean a lot to people. And it gives them power. It gives them strength. Like you can share your strength and your power with other people by these wonderful acts of kindness and love and compassion that you give them. Um, I'm also hearing and kind of seeing with the image as I kind of like look at it and gaze at it, like many of you are probably doing right now too. Um, there's also this like bit of poise about you. Like there's this regalness about you. That's like a bit of a side note. Um, but like your look, just your physical look, um, it like affects people. Um, I'm getting the sense here that you just have like a memorable face, a memorable like it like you're not one of those faces that gets lost in the crowd. Yeah, yeah, very, very interesting. Very, again, very recognizable, very distinct features. Ah, Knight of Coins. So we have coins again here for you, which I think is perfect because there's this um, grounded energy that I've been getting from you since the start of this reading. That's very soothing, very calming, and the Knight of Coins is great for that. I mean, look, the horse is totally staying still, right? The knight themselves is also very still, even though their hair is moving. Like they're very still. There's this stillness, this calm about you, and I think that is that reset that people need, right? Because when they're panicked, when they're struggling, their mind is like in a million places. Their emotions are like all over the place. But when you give that hug, that gift, that food item, whatever the case is, right? Like it kind of puts a stop to all the racing thoughts, puts a stop to that whirlwind of emotions and like calms everything down. So you're like that deep breath that people need to take when things are getting out of hand, right? To kind of bring them back to their senses and bring them back to the present moment. And we have this like two hands holding the coin. So you offer a lot to people. You're a giver, caregiver. You offer so much. I'm also hearing now that I've said that, Spirit and your guides and guardians want you to know as well that you should also be taking care of yourself just as well as you're taking care of other people. Okay, that's why there's this mirror image is like, um, you know, other people, yes, help them when you can, but make sure you help yourself as well. Take care of yourself. Take breaks when you need to. And it's okay to say no if you're tired or you don't have the time to help with somebody. Um, yes. And I'm hearing too, like, another message for you, group three. This is so cool. Like, I didn't have this coming through for the other groups, but it's important for you to actually schedule in rest time, like block it out on your calendar, like breaks, even on your days off. Because I'm getting the sense that a lot of people, because of who you are, a lot of people like talk to you, you have a lot of friends, maybe a pretty good sized social network. And so people will always come to you with invitations and offers for things to do, requests for help, whatever. Like you will not fall short in that department. So it's important that you kind of block out time ahead of schedule to say like this is my rest time. So if someone invites me to do something between 1 and 2 in the afternoon, like I'm going to say no because I actually have something scheduled, which is for me to rest or me to have time alone, like me time. So it's important that you do that, group three. Queen of Coins. Again, more pentacle. So if you are an earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, or any of your three major elements, so sun, moon, rising, is in an earth sign, like you are in the right spot. This is definitely, without a doubt, how people view you. And again, look, the coins are spinning in the palm of this person's hand, but this one is holding it with both hands versus one hand, one hand. So there's that balance, okay, that you need to make sure you recharge. Oh my gosh, I didn't notice this. Look at this little bunny. Do you see the, can you see the bunny like kind of hopping there in this bottom corner? Wow. So bunnies are abundant. For some of you, this could be why maybe you haven't struggled much with like money in your life, or like you've never like starved or gone without a meal, is because the universe knows that it can bless you with abundance because you won't be greedy or selfish, and you'll share whatever it is that you have. If you have excess in anything, you'll share. Or if you have like more than enough, not necessarily like excessive amounts. It's not like a Costco situation here, but if it's like, you have a big plate of food here, and even though you technically can't finish it all because it's so delicious, if someone doesn't have food, you're happy to share a little bit of your food with them, right? So that's what I'm getting. Like the universe blesses those people with abundance because they know that you're going to pay it forward. You're going to share in the wealth, that you are going to help the energy move, and you're not going to hoard it. Because, again, everything is energy and energy is everything. So, like, energy loves to move, it doesn't like to stay still. And so, when you receive these blessings, just know that it's because the universe knows you're going to do good things with it. Okay? I mean, I get the sense too, you're probably one of those people who give to charities. So even the people who don't know you, that aren't in your social circle, they're receiving something from you. I bet I wouldn't be surprised if some of you were also part of the people who, sewed masks for people to kind of just give away for free during the height of the pandemic, right? Or one of those people that would collect food and donations and like hand them out to those people who lost their jobs or whatever, couldn't go to work and couldn't make an income because of the pandemic. So, and maybe you're like a philanthropist even, right? Some of you, or maybe you donate regularly to charities. Maybe you donate, if it's not even money, like you'll give your belongings away to like homeless shelters, or in the US, we have this thing like Goodwill. And Salvation Army, where you can like donate your clothes, and then they'll distribute it to people who, low income or homeless, whatever the case may be. So I feel like that's part of you as well. Very charitable, very giving. Oh my gosh, coins again, y'all. Literally all coins except for one with the King of Wands. Crazy. And were we not just talking about charity? This is a confirmation right here. Like, look at this. The Six of Coins is all about people doing good things for others, helping others, contributing. I don't even think there's anything more to say about this. I'm just going to keep moving this around, and you can see the coins there too. So let me know what you thought of your reading. I mean, the world is very lucky to have you. It's blessed to have kind, giving souls like yourself that aren't greedy and selfish. So let me know if you liked your reading, give it a thumbs up, or leave a comment down below. And if you enjoy my style of reading, you can't wait to see more readings, especially with this deck right here. My gosh, don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel so you'll see when I post new videos every week. And I'm so grateful that you're part of this world, first of all, but I'm grateful that I was able to give to you, right? Give this reading to you because you give so much to others. So take care, loves. Make sure to schedule time to yourself to rest and recharge, and I will see you at the next reading. Bye.